these are the points for the neck and shoulder. And if you go up and find the neck point, and this is the spot where it forms kind of a groove, and that's your first point that you're going to do. And you acupuncture that first point. The second point is the same point on the left side of the head where you find a groove, and it's that point that you laser acupuncture as well. And the third point for the neck is if you find the most prominent lump on the back, it's between the most prominent lump and the next vertebrae, and it's in between. So you acupuncture that point as well. And that's it for the neck. Now we move on to the shoulder. And if you measure from the neck point that you just did to the outside of the shoulder and measure it halfway, and it's just the shoulder muscle, and that's where you acupuncture for 20 seconds, okay? Now if she raises her arm outside here, and you are to find the points on the bone where it sinks in a little bit, and it's at the top of the shoulder muscle, okay? And I can feel the two points here. So I'm gonna acupuncture this point first, and I'm gonna tell her to lower the arm because it might be getting tired while I keep the finger pointed at this point, and I will acupuncture it for 20 seconds. And then I'll get her raise the arm again, and this time I'll find the other point, and I'll get her lower the arm while keeping her finger on this point, and I acupuncture that point for 20 seconds. Remember that it's her four fingers, so you have to measure the four fingers from her distance. So you can see that she has about this much of extra space than mine, so I have to factor that in. The thumb, if it creases over, the ridge of the thumb shows, and you measure this point with hers. So if she spreads her index finger from her thumb, you are to measure from this line to the skin on her finger. We are to measure to the skin, and we're going to measure down to the tip with her finger in mine. So my finger was a little bit longer than hers, so I am going to measure it until there. So that is the point that I will acupuncture for 20 seconds. And that's it. So do the right arm and do the left arm as well. This next point can be found by locating the top of the knee and the insides of the knee, and then drawing two perpendicular lines from the two found points. And where they meet, you can measure 3 fingers widths and locate the point from there. Located on the outside of the leg, you will need to find the bone that traverses that area. It is the head of the bone on the inside of the leg that you want. Where it starts curving is a spot you're looking for, but remember that it's not on the bone itself, but rather just beside it. Finding the bottom of the kneecap to where the ankle starts, you can use both hands to determine the middle of these two points. Once that is found, it is just on the outside of the main bone that runs down the center of the leg. Find the center of the inside ankle bone. Measure 4 finger lengths from there in upwards direction. and the point can be found in the center of the inside leg. The next point can be found in between the pinky and adjacent toe, where the bones meet, and it's just in front of that spot where the bones collide.